Interesting things. It was good. Had a great function. People were really excited. I got a bunch of friends and people in DC. I spent a lot of time in DC, so myself, Charles Huff, who recruits the area, and Lauren Damone and Kevin Threlkill. After the function was over, we went and walked downtown and got something to eat, which was good because you don't get to do that a whole lot. And then went back, and the fact that I was able to sleep in a bed again was awesome. So, but it was good. Everybody was excited. We had a good event, and excited about today.
I'm probably going to ask stuff you've already answered, but like, how has Penn State welcomed you and your family and everything since you've arrived there and made the adjustments from Vanderbilt? I know you're from Pennsylvania originally, but coming into the Penn State family, sort of, how's everything going? It's
been great. My family hasn't moved here yet, but the times that they have been, everybody's been unbelievably supportive and welcoming, and I think that's probably the best way to describe it, as family. I think the Penn State people really see themselves as a family. So, being able to join that and as supportive as everybody's been, and obviously we haven't played a game yet, but I do think there's a lot of enthusiasm and excitement for the future with how spring ball went, the spring game with 72,000 people there, and recruiting, how that's going. So, I think there's a lot of positive, good vibes out there right now, and I know I'm looking forward to getting my family here in July.
I know you said you're old school, you're used to the long bus rides because of your time in college, but how do you pass the time, going to 17 places and 30 days? What do you guys do, in the bus to kind of try to make the time go faster?
I have a travel book that basically everybody prepares before I ever go on the road or do anything, whether I'm flying, driving, whatever it is. And it's got a lot of information in there. It has recruiting information, it has offensive information, it has defensive information, it has stuff from the training staff. So everybody tries to give me the most up-to-date information, strength and conditioning numbers, body fat percentages. Director of Football Operations, Mike Hazel, does a really good job of searching the internet and pulling off a bunch of interesting articles. It might be business articles or leadership articles, or it might be football specific article. I guess it was an interesting article on ESPN the other day where they studied measurables from the draft and what measurables seem to have the most effectiveness in predicting whether a guy's going to be successful or not. So a lot of different things like that they'll throw in there for me. I do that. Obviously I do some stuff on Twitter, reading Twitter, shooting some things out on Twitter. I've had great conversations with Coach Walsh and Coach Warming about football. We're all talking football. They're talking European football. I'm talking American football, but we've had some great conversations kind of about that and how their sport is just exploding right now in the United States. So it's been interesting. I've spent a decent amount of time around Coach Warming. I hadn't spent a whole lot of time around Coach Walsh. I've really enjoyed getting to know her. So it's been good, but I do a lot of that kind of stuff, emails, making phone calls and things like that to people, returning phone calls. So I pretty much worked the whole time on the bus. Got a coffee this morning and got going, and kind of we're able to get a lot of work done on the bus.
We've talked a lot about your assistants that you brought in, but you've also had a lot of maybe administrative support staff that have come with you. It seems like there's more and more people at practice every time we're there. Where are you in that process of sort of establishing the behind-the-scenes structure? How much more work do you have to do? How important are those people to what you're trying to do with the program?
Very important. That staff is pretty much complete. A couple people that we had hired but hadn't showed up yet in the last couple of weeks have arrived. Guys finishing up school or something like that. But that's very important. They're the people that are helping me navigate Penn State, figure out Penn State. A lot of the administrative type work so the coaches can do their job with the players and with the offense, defense, and special teams. So that's the group that's working with me every day to kind of get the place running. There's a lot of things that we're working on right now from an organizational perspective. How our offices are set up, how our boards are set up, our recruiting boards and things like that, which haven't been changed over yet. To be honest with you, we've been ordering magnets that we put up the recruits with, just how we like to have the offices organized, furniture. you know, all those types of things. So they're working on all those projects. I'm big into branding, and we're trying to do a bunch of stuff with that. As you guys know, we've heard conversations about things that we want to do with the facility and get it updated and things like that. So these are just a few examples of stuff that they're working on. It's the same group that went to Ireland last week and was scouting out the practice venue, the hotel, you know, the meals, and making sure that we can keep it as consistent as possible, is the way we normally like to do things.
I mean,